Flags are up. And they
market
are off.
in play.
Racing for the Bruin Dolphin Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles at 6.5 furlongs, and a very long run to flight number 1, which will be the first of the 2 going down the back straight. 2 flights in the home straight are omitted on each circuit, and Total Assets has begun well. Leads up together with Rowdy Rocher along her inside. White and red colours of Another Matty is parked out a bit wider. They're tightly grouped and they're going steadily. Rydell Racer is on the heels of the leading trio, with over to the inside Mac and Cheese, and far right is Brewick Laddick, who is the new race favourite. Further down the pack then to Angus as they slalom their way around the courses and back onto the hurdles track proper now. Out a bit wider on the track, outnumbered in the light blue and dark green hooped jacket and cap, and Landecker early on is last of all as they move on up past us for the first time, and only around about 7 or 8 lengths between top and tail. And they're being led by Total Assets, this very versatile mare. So it's good over fences as she is hurdles, and she stays all day. She leads them going away from us in advance of Another Matty, who's racing in second, and then over to the inside Rowdy Rocher is in third. Brewick Laddick cutting every corner, then Rydell Racer, Mac and Cheese outnumbered as they finally approach the first flight of hurdles, and all crossing it safely enough. Angus is racing at this stage only with Landecker behind. Landecker's not travelling all that well in these early stages. It was just taking a little bit of coaxing up the home straight and down the back straight. That's a much more forceful drive now from jockey Lucy Alexander, on board a horse that's won here 5 times in the past. Over the next, and Landecker not really jumping with any great conviction there in last spot, actually having his 3rd run in this corresponding race, but he's yet to win it. And at the moment things are looking quite unlikely for him to change that as they leave the far straight behind them and galloping on now towards the 3rd flight. So this flight coming up will be their last after 1 further circuit, and they'll have a very long running. And up ahead it is Total Assets, who's going to hop over narrowly ahead. Not a great jump that time from Another Matty on the outside, was a little bit slower than a few. Rowdy Rocher is racing in 2nd place, Brewick Laddick over to the rails. Then comes Rydell Racer in advance of Mac and Cheese, the striped sleeves and cap going all right, and then out a bit wider Another Matty and outnumbered Angus to the rails. And as they swing on in, they are well clear of Landecker, who at this stage is labouring badly in last place. So they're on this very long run in between hurdles now. No flights to be crossed up the home straight due to the setting sun. And up ahead it is Total Assets, who's looking for a 5th win here at Kelso. Total Assets, trainer Simon Wath, Amy Wath in the saddle, leading by around about a length or so to Rowdy Rocher and Rydell Racer, the trainer Ruth Jefferson, who got off the mark as a trainer in our feature race today with Cyrus Darius. Fabulous result. And then over towards the inside is Brewick Laddick for the stable of Ian Jardine as they continue their progress back on up the Kelso Hill. Brewick Laddick being tracked through by Angus. Mac and Cheese with that one, then outnumbered. Another Matty is now dropped to 2nd last place, which means that Nick Alexander's pairing of the back couple. Landecker is continuing a further 10 or 12 lengths adrift, hasn't got any further behind, but hasn't got any closer either as they race on out towards the back straight, and shortly they'll be coming to flight number 4. It is Total Assets, as it's been from the word go, bringing them into the back straight for the final time. Total Assets leading up here from on the outside Rydell Racer, then Rowdy Rocher and Brewick Laddick, who is down. Brewick Laddick has fallen, a heavy tumble as well, badly interfered with Angus as they race on down the back straight towards the next flight of hurdles. Both horse and rider, I'm afraid, are still down, heading now towards the 2nd last flight. Still a very long way to go, and it is Total Assets who leads from Rydell Racer on the outside of a steadily improving Mac and Cheese as they cross this one. Then Rowdy Rocher over towards the inside, outnumbered in the light blue, is deeper out and coming into it rather stylishly. A few lengths back to Another Matty, and then Angus over towards the inner looking to recover following that earlier interference as they prepare to turn out of the back straight, and they're on the run towards this final flight. and then a very long run in for home. And it is Total Assets who leads the field towards this last hurdle, the one along the side of the track, and gets over by half a length or so to Rydell Racer, who's now being pushed along in second. Mac and Cheese is in third, and then a 3-length break back to Outnumbered in advance of Rowdy Rocher, another Matty and Angus as they're racing back towards home. They've got just over 3 furlongs left to travel, and it's all on the level from here on in. And it is Total Assets out in front here, bidding to make every yard of the running, to Rydell Racer, who's in hot pursuit, and then to the outside, Mac and Cheese back in third as they level up for the judge and on towards their final couple of furlongs. Total Assets and Amy Waff along the inside of Ruth Jefferson's Rydell Racer under treble-seeking Brian Hughes, who might now just switch inside, and Mac and Cheese is also still there with a chance. Back in behind those are Yawning Gap to another Matty in fourth as they head on up the hill towards the final furlong, and still Total Assets is yet to be asked for. Maximum effort here by Amy Waff has got around about a length in hand. Rydell Racer and Mac and Cheese aren't going away, however, as they now race on to the run-in and uphill to the line. Total Assets on the far left is Mac and Cheese, on the right is Rydell Racer. They're both bearing down on Total Assets. Into the final 75 yards they come. Mac and Cheese down the near side of Total Assets and Rydell Racer. It's going to be close. Mac and Cheese gets there this side.
Market
Mac
suspended.
And Cheese, a double on the day for Keith Dalgleish and Straight Line Bloodstock.